They thought they'd stripped me bare, but at the final signing, their lawyer's face drained of color when he read the hidden clause Floyd left behind. The lilies on Harold's casket were still wilting when his sons circled like vultures. I sank into his worn armchair in the den of our Portland home, the one where he'd mapped out dreams over coffee and blueprints for 30 years. Marcus, the older at 48, had inherited his father's broad shoulders but none of his kindness. His hazel eyes scanned me like a liability on a balance sheet. Beside him stood Julian, 44, with his receding hairline and practiced sorrow, playing the role of compassionate brother perfectly. "Laura," Marcus began, his voice smooth as polished stone, "we should talk logistics while everything's fresh." Julian nodded, feigning empathy. "Dad's passing hit us all hard. We just want to honor his intentions." Honor. As if they'd been the ones wiping Harold's brow through chemo sessions, holding his hand when the machines beeped endlessly. They'd jetted in for the service. Marcus from Seattle's corporate law world, Julian from his hazy advisory firm in San Diego, but vanished during the 6 brutal months of decline. "What logistics?" I asked, gripping the armrests etched by Harold's fingers. Marcus slid a thick envelope onto the coffee table, the table where we'd carved Thanksgiving turkeys and toasted milestones. The will's straightforward. The Portland house, around $1.2 million, comes to Julian and me. The cabin in Bend, $900,000. The investment portfolio and remaining company shares, over $600,000, split between us. Each figure landed like a slap. Our home, filled with laughter and late-night whispers. The cabin where Harold proposed under the stars, where we'd escaped city noise for decades. Gone. And me. My voice barely rose above the ticking clock. Julian cleared his throat. "There's the insurance, $300,000. Plenty to relocate comfortably. $300,000 for a 68-year-old who'd sacrificed her teaching career to host Harold's clients, nurse him, build his world." Then Marcus added the kicker, $220,000 in uncovered treatment costs. "As his spouse, the providers will bill you directly." The math crushed me, $80,000 left after debts, if lucky. The estate? Locked in probate, untouchable for them to cover personal obligations. "It's family tradition," Julian murmured. "Keeping assets in the bloodline. You get 45 days in the house. Generous, really." Bloodline. After 3 decades as Harold's partner, their reluctant stepmom. They left with smug handshakes, already plotting sales over steak dinners. Alone, rage simmered beneath grief. Harold wasn't cruel. He'd sworn I'd be secure. Something was off. In his desk's hidden compartment, my fingers brushed a tarnished silver key and a folded note in his handwriting, "For Laura alone. Trust no one else. Box 214, Northwest Trust Bank." My attorney, David Lang, paced his office overlooking the Willamette. "Don't cave, Laura. This will Reeks," signed weeks before he passed, when pain meds clouded everything. "We can challenge capacity, freeze assets, make them sweat." But fighting meant years drained dry, debts mounting, me shattered. "No," I said calmly. "Let them have it all. Draft the waiver." David begged, Warned idée regret sur Andring million. Yet I saw their panic in rushed texts, "Let's wrap this quickly for closure." The hearing arrived swift. I signed releases disclaiming every claim, house, cabin, portfolio, in exchange for clear debts and full insurance. Marcus and Julian grinned across the table, victorious at last. Until their attorney flipped to the addendum, eyes widening. "Wait. There's a codicil filed separately. A trust Harold established years ago, irrevocable. Offshore accounts, unreported holdings. $4.8 million in securities and properties titled solely to Laura Whitaker upon his death. Undisclosed to probate. The key accesses proof." Silence exploded. Their smiles froze, then shattered. The key wasn't for a small box. It unlocked a vault of documents proving Harold's quiet protection, assets he'd shielded from his son's greed long ago, fearing this exact betrayal. I walked out debt-free, wealthy beyond their dreams, while they inherited only what he'd truly intended, nothing but regret. They thought they'd won the war. Harold and I just played the longer game.